Brad's Manchester United 0, Man City 3. Where did you start with what we saw? Because a lot of people saying it wasn't a surprise.
I'm not surprised, but it's the most disgusting performance I've ever seen as a Man United fan. My first season was David Moyes, and this is the worst season ever up to now, and the performance was disgusting. And some of them players today aren't fit to wear the shirt ever again. Like, that was pathetic from top to bottom. We got battered from minute 1 to minute 95 today.
How do you even, people having a little inquest over there, and this is what starts happening, and people are starting to question Eric and the decisions he's making, looking at the team, are back to square one again. How do you break down why it was so bad today? Because we know City are better than us, but what could we have done better to make the gap not as big as we've seen?
You have to question Ten Hag today, because against Copenhagen, right, he didn't play Eriksen, which was a game which would have been suited for him, and then he plays Eriksen today, which isn't a game suited for him because we need legs in the midfield. So you play Mason Mount, and I don't understand why Ten Hag has given him the number 7 shirt, the most iconic number shirt at the football club, and you put him on the bench for a Manchester derby. That's a damning indictment of Manchester United.
And then you look at the players that he did bring in. Instead, like you said, we just didn't lay a glove. And one thing you can talk about is, like, we're not as good as City. Where was the passion? Where was the getting after him? Or if you're not going to play in that way, where was the being compact, being difficult to break down? It was only a couple. Maguire did his job, Onana did his job, Evans was okay, but other than that, nothing.
It was disgraceful. Like, there was one moment in that game where Rashford's come through our academy, Phil Foden's come through their academy. They're going in for a 50-50. Rashford comes out. This is supposed to be the kind of game where you think players like Rashford are going to be up for this game, a mank, and you come through our academy. You think, at the very least, he'll be up for this game. And he was jogging. He didn't even run. Like, it's been a really sad week for Manchester United this week. RIP to Bobby Charlton. Like, have a bit of passion at the very least, and we didn't even run. Like, that's just not acceptable.
Because the goals, that's what I mean. The goals that we conceded, okay, soft penalty, but other than that, like, they literally walked it in the net, mate.
It wouldn't have made a difference, to be honest. And that second goal, we left the most dangerous player in the world open. Like, Bernardo Silva ran rings around us today. You had Bruno and you had Anthony lashing out at him. Very lucky to not see red cards. And it was embarrassing.
What do you make of Eric in terms of where he goes from here to try and stem the bleed, as they say, graze over the cut, stitch over the wounds? Can he turn this around? Can he turn us around? I know we got 3 wins just before this, and we played the world's best team today, but the games are coming thick and hard. We've got Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, tough games coming up. What does he need to do, and how much pressure do you think is on him?
I can't tell you what he needs to do, but to be honest, right, he's got a lot of pressure on him because he spent nearly 500 million, and if you go through this team, it's his team. Onana's his goalkeeper. He had a good game today. Dallow's his right back. He gave a new contract to. Johnny Evans he signed. Reguilon he brought in, Amrabat he brought in, Mason Mount he brought in, Bruno he gave the captain's armband to, Rashford's his franchise player. Like, there's no excuses for Ten Hag not to be playing good football, because, like, the other managers at Man United, we've always spent money. That's one thing. But when Ed Woodward was here, he picked the players and he tried to bring in global superstars into Manchester United with other managers. But when Richard Arnold came in, he said the next manager he's going to bring in, he's going to let the managers sign the players. Eric Ten Hag's brought in nearly 20 players, spent 500 million. It's his players, it's his squad. So there's no real excuses why we're playing like this. I mean, I'm not saying sack him.
No.
But he's under pressure and he does need to sort this out quick, otherwise it will get to that point where, what do we do?
I know a lot of people are saying, though, if it goes really bad with Eric, and where would that leave us? Sack another manager, restart the cycle. He's brought in the 6 or 7 players, got to get rid of it. Like, it just feels like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. That's genuinely how it feels like.
Do you know one thing? Looking back at what's happened in the recent tenure at Man United, when Ralph Rangnick came to Manchester United, it should have been the best thing that happened to Man United in recent history. And by letting him go, whoever decided to let him go, I think it's Ten Hag personally, being big-headed. But I think letting him go is the worst thing that's happened to Man United in recent history.
But there's no structure, is there, in the football club?
No, but he would have brought that structure because one thing we know about Ralph Rangnick is that he's got a great scouting network. Even look at one of the press conferences he did. He came out of the press conference and wanted 60 million quid. He would have got his Luis Diaz, Alvarez, and Enzo Fernandez. Look at him now. Diaz is smashing it at Liverpool. Enzo Fernandez looks like a very good player for Chelsea. Obviously, Chelsea is struggling, but I think they'll come good in time. And also, Alvarez, look at him today for Man City.
Yeah, run the show, mate. Run the show. Listen, Brad's